How much money are you going to need the day after you die? That may sound like a strange question, but it goes right to the heart of financial planning and retirement. Because you didn't work and save all those years just to leave it all behind. Studies show that even when retirees are financially secure, they still underspend. In fact, many retirees end up with more money several years into retirement than they started with. Why is that? Because the shift from saving to spending isn't just financial, it's psychological. And today, we're going to look at how to make that shift so that you can enjoy what you worked so hard for. I'll be honest, I struggle with this myself. In my 50s, I was far short of what I would need to retire by 65. I scrimped, I saved, I budgeted, I took on extra work, and finally I was able to retire early with enough income to cover my expenses several times over so that I'd never need to touch the principal, and yet still I struggle to loosen the purse strings. So why is this shift so difficult? Well, first of all, years of habit. You spent 30, 40, maybe more years looking after and guarding every dollar, so your instinct is going to be to continue hoarding even though it's now safe to spend. The next problem we face in making this shift is fear. Fear of running out, fear of running short, fear of spending our nest egg, fear of the unknown, unexpected expenses, medical bills. Fear is kind of like turbulence to a nervous passenger. We get afraid even when everything is perfectly safe. Then there's loss aversion. It is difficult to watch your nest egg, your retirement plans, and your savings start to shrink. When I was a pilot, I used to make very long flights in small aircraft. I would check the wind, the route of the flight, the altitude I'd be flying at. I'd even allow for the fuel that would be used during the engine start and run up and taxiing out to the runway. But still, watching those fuel gauges come off full was tough to do. There was no real danger, it was just fear. And finally, our identity. We've spent so long saving, protecting, looking after others that finally turning around and starting to spend that money, well, it feels dangerous. It even feels wrong. We're guilty about it. We need to shift our identity. Here's what research shows, and it's really very obvious if you think about it. Retirees with some form of guaranteed income, pensions, OAS, Canada Pension Plan, annuities, feel more secure about spending. Why is that? Because it's like a paycheck. It's renewable. You know it's coming again next month. You're not worried about running out. On the other hand, if you don't have any other forms of income, it's like watching those fuel gauges work towards zero. Not everyone has this kind of income, but you can create your own paycheck, so to speak. You could create an annuity or make structured withdrawal plans from your RRSPs or RIFs or GIC ladders, which means GICs with staggered maturity dates. I've done that with my emergency fund. I have 6 months of expenses in reserve. I divided that by 6 and bought 6 GICs. They're set up so that one matures each month. I know that way that I'll always have cash. The point isn't just having money, it's feeling that that money is usable. You need to make 3 mindset shifts. First of all, from preserving to using it purposefully. Your nest egg wasn't meant to just sit there. It was meant to fuel your life. Spend in alignment with your values and your dreams. Money is the wings, not the destination. Secondly, you need to shift from what if fear to planned flexibility. Every flight plan changes with the weather. Build in buffers, track your minimum needs, and make course corrections along the way. Flexibility, not perfection, is the goal. And number 3, from leaving it all to living it now. Yes, leaving a legacy matters, but remember, you're part of that legacy. The joy, memories, and wisdom you live out now will inspire your family more than a bank balance ever could. In aviation, we call an airplane that never leaves the ground a hangar queen. Beautiful, polished, but wasted. Too many retirement nest eggs become hangar queens. You didn't build yours to sit in a display case, you built it to fly. So here's my challenge to you. This month, spend some money on one thing you've been denying yourself, big or small, doesn't matter. Experience what it feels like to use your money as fuel for living. That's your first step from saver to spender and into the retirement you deserve. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything that's coming out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.